The God who made mistakes. In the beginning, before the stars had names, and before the moon learned to glow, there was a young god named Elion. Elion was not like the other gods, who were wise and perfect in every way. No, Elion was different. Elion made mistakes. The great gods of the sky had given Elion a very important task: to shape the world below. They handed him clay from the heavens and said, "Build us lands and rivers, mountains and seas. Fill the world with life." Elion was eager to prove himself. He rolled up his sleeves and began to work. His first creation was the mountains. He pressed the clay between his fingers, shaping tall peaks and deep valleys. But when he stepped back to admire his work, he realized something was wrong. The mountains were too sharp, too jagged. They looked like the teeth of a great beast, ready to bite the sky. The other gods frowned. Mountains should be grand, not dangerous, they said. But Elion did not give up. He softened the edges, rounding the peaks until they stood proud and strong. Next, he shaped the rivers. He let the clay flow between his hands, carving winding paths through the land. But as the rivers dried, he saw that they twisted too much. Some ran in circles, others crashed into rocks and disappeared underground. The gods shook their heads. Rivers should lead to the sea, not get lost along the way, they sighed. Elion took a deep breath and tried again. He smoothed the rivers, guiding them gently toward the oceans. Then came the trees. Elion pressed seeds into the earth and watched them grow. But his trees were strange. Some stretched too tall, their branches thin and weak. Others grew sideways, their roots tangled above the ground. The gods laughed. Trees should stand straight and give shade, not dance like fools, they said. Elion blushed, but did not despair. He planted new seeds, whispering to them as they grew. This time the trees rose tall and strong, their leaves whispering secrets to the wind. Finally it was time to create the animals. Elion shaped a creature with wings, but its body was too heavy. It flapped and flapped, but could not leave the ground. "That is not a bird," the god said. "It is a rock with feathers." Elion nodded and made the creature smaller, lighter. This time it soared into the sky, singing as it flew. He made another animal, this one with 4 legs and a long tail. But when he set it down, it wobbled and fell. Its legs were uneven, too short, too tall. "That is not a deer," the gods chuckled. "It is a ladder with fur." Elion smiled and fixed the legs, watching as the creature leaped gracefully across the fields. One by one, Elion created the animals, each one imperfect at first. A fish with no fins, a rabbit with ears too big, a bear with no claws. But with each mistake he learned. He adjusted, he improved, and slowly the world began to take shape. When his work was done, the great gods gathered to see what Elion had made. They expected to find flaws, but instead they saw something beautiful. The mountains stood tall, but their slopes were gentle enough for creatures to climb. The rivers flowed smoothly, but their twists and turns made hidden pools where fish could hide. The trees were strong, but their branches bent in the wind, making music as they moved. And the animals? Oh, the animals were wonderful. Each one was different, each one unique. The gods were quiet for a long time. Then the eldest of them spoke. "Elion," he said, "you have made many mistakes, but look what your mistakes have given us. A world that is not perfect, but full of surprises. A world that is alive." And so it was. Elion, the god who made mistakes, had created a world more interesting than any before it. Where other gods might have made everything flawless, Elion had made things real. Because in the end, it is our mistakes that shape us. They teach us, they change us, and sometimes, if we are lucky, they make something beautiful. So the next time you see a crooked tree or a winding river, remember, Remember that imperfection is not failure. It is simply part of the story. And that, my dear listeners, is how the world came to be, not in perfection, but in mistakes, and in the lessons they brought. Now, close your eyes, and imagine the world as Elion saw it. A world where every flaw has its place, where every mistake holds a secret. Sleep well, and dream of a world shaped by a God who was brave enough to try, fail, and try again. Good night.